Hello and welcome to Good Morning Enablement. I'm Maria White and I'm thrilled to be here with Jackie Shutter. Jackie Shutter, formerly head of training operations for HPE for over 15 years, took early retirement but came back as a consultant in 2011 and has been helping organizations such as HPE, ServiceNow, and Twilio. Jackie is joining us today to discuss the importance of architecting Highspot for the best ROI. Highspot is a content management system, and she will share her insights and expertise with us today on this topic. At Good Morning Enablement, we are all about bringing the real enablement insights to you and your executives to help inform, update, and get you what you need to thrive. So before we dive in, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Maria White, and I'm a seasoned executive sales leader and sales enablement vice president, formerly at Twilio, ServiceNow, HP, and Oracle. I have partnered with various colleagues, and Jackie more particularly, in both ServiceNow and Twilio to work on designing and creating the best content management systems for sellers. So I am super excited that Jackie is here to share her expertise with you all. Here at GME, we help bring insights from enablement by bringing together experts and thought leaders to share their insights and their thoughts on topics that matter to you. And of course, we're going to have some fun along the way as well. So without further ado, let's get started. Jackie, welcome to the show. It's an honor to have you here. Jackie, I would really like to start asking you some questions about getting the best ROI from architecting Highspot. Basically, what are some of the common challenges that companies face when implementing Highspot? And also, how can they overcome that?
Well, you need to understand your sales process for one. And the first step in architecting Highspot is to maximize seller confidence and to understand your sales process. You need to know what information your sellers need at each stage of the sales process, from prospecting to closing deals.
Oh, that makes sense, Jackie. So what I'm hearing you say is that if you have a good understanding of your sales process, you can build that into the architecture of Highspot to help the sellers access information more simply. Is that accurate?
Absolutely, Maria.
So how can companies organize their content in Highspot to ensure that the sellers have access to the right information, at the right time when they're doing their sales calls?
Once you understand the sales process, you can organize your content in Highspot to ensure that all your sellers have the access to the right information at the right time. You can use Highspot's content management system to organize your content by sales stage, product, customer persona, or any other relevant criteria.
So Highspot is made up of these beacons of information, if you will. Let's use the name they use, these spots. So just to kind of recap, what I'm hearing you say is that if you organize those spots into the sales stage, the product, the persona, and other relevant criteria, maybe such as sales plays, that is the best way to architect within Highspot?
That is the best way. And also you need to consider that those spots should be consistent. So when a seller comes to a spot, they know that they can find the information in the same fashion. And so spots aren't a person's personality, but it's thought out and well organized.
I see. Just a sidebar, Jackie. When we're used to searching in Google, and other or Safari to access information, Highspot is like a whole big giant information data repository, if you will. So by storing it in these categories, does that allow it to surface the information faster by having these very specific categories?
Absolutely. What you need to do is think about what are the key filters that sellers would search for, and then create more of the filters like by region only or by role, so a person can drill down and find exactly what they're looking for.
Thank you. And I know that Highspot obviously is a content management system to store and organize that information for your sellers, but also as well, it can be used for training and coaching tools to improve seller confidence and performance. How can companies use Highspot for that? for training and coaching?
Well, Highspot provides tools for training and coaching sellers. Yes, exactly what you said. You can use these tools to provide sellers with the information and skills that they need to succeed. This can help increase their confidence in selling and improve their performance. So there's tools like how to pitch. You can deck generate and customize, and then they can pitch personally to the right client. So it's easy to customize and use those tools to be able to perform better and to explain a solution or a possible problem that they have, and how a person can help them, how a seller can help them provide the right information.
Understood. So just to kind of recap, what I heard you say was there are sales plays that are easy to create within Highspot, what you need to know, what you need to say, what you need to do. There is a deck generator, which helps them customize content in it, which means that you can have a sequence of hundreds and thousands of unique slideware that they can drag and drop and then pitch directly through Highspot. And then also as well, can you remind me of the last one that you said? You said the deck generator, the sales plays, and the pitches. Was there anything else?
And then what analytics allows you to do is that you can go in there and see who's viewed your pitches, where they stayed the longest, if they sent the pitch to someone else. So there's measurements and there's status of how well you did in your pitch, and if it was sent out how many times and to what kinds of sellers.
That's great, because what you've intrigued me about, which you and I both know how this can work, is that by using the analytics to, with some governance around it, you can continuously re-architect Highspot based on the success of the pages and the pitches that you upload. Did I articulate that accurately, Jackie?
You did. And another thing is that the sales plays are key, because what you need to do is break it out to know, show, and do. And so that allows us to go to a scorecard and view how the sellers are using the information, reading the information, using it, sending it out. And so it's a scorecard to allow our sellers to know how they're performing and what information they're pulling out and they're using and they're reading. So that's what sales plays are really helpful for. And key is that what you need to do is to communicate out that these sales plays are available. So our sellers know this and they go to it and they use it and then they learn and then they are successful after that.
Thank you so much. Well, I know that Highspot can be integrated with other sales and marketing tools that the sellers need to create a seamless, like a seamless sales enablement ecosystem within Highspot, staying in that one space. What are some of those tools that can be integrated into Highspot that you have seen?
Highspot can be integrated with Salesforce.com, Gong, and Whatfix, along with a host of other tools, just to be sure to add the right sales marketing tools for sellers to use the document when and how to best use them.
Right. Now, I know that obviously in the previous organization I worked in, we had integrated Highspot into both Gong and to Salesforce.com, which allowed the sellers to look at their to access their Gong calls directly inside of to access Highspot articles directly inside of Gong, and the same in Salesforce.com. I bled them in together. Sorry about that. But yes, I mean, that's a fantastic way of keeping that information in the right space, following the seller, utilizing a tool such as Highspot, so that information follows the seller along the technology that they're using on a daily basis as they're pursuing their customer calls. Thank you, Jackie. That's awesome. I have another question, if that's okay for you. What are some examples of successful Highspot implementations, and what lessons can other companies learn from your experience?
Key is to have a plan and review the plan with the right stakeholders. If you don't do that, then you're in a silo. So make sure content is organized properly and consistently, so a seller doesn't have to search for information and it's easy to locate. So what's most important, and in the order that they need to have all that information.
Fantastic, thank you. And how can Highspot help companies stay agile and adapt to the changing market conditions and customer needs?
Well, Maria, could you please comment on this one, please?
Okay, so I will, Jackie, only because you know that we recently did that at the company I was previously at. Okay, so Highspot, it has such an easy to use interface and a very intuitive development interface that as you find your buyer personas changing or you create a net new sales play, you can literally turn around some of these changes within Highspot within 24 hours. I've seen you do that, Jackie, many, many times. So I would say that a tool such as Highspot can help you stay agile and adapt to the changing market conditions because you can pivot information really quickly in the system. So thank you, but it's about you, Jackie. So let's come back to you. How can companies measure, and this is what we're here for, the ROI of their Highspot implementation, and what metrics should they be thinking about to validate that ROI?
Well, Highspot has reports for pitch and engagement, which shows the name of the pitch and the date it was created, along with how long it was viewed and which external views were pitched. So that's really key to know what is being pitched and how engagement is. And then there's another one, the business performance, which shows the item, where the item lives, and if it's typically a person's personal spot. So when a seller finds content that they think it's important, they make a copy into their personal spot. And then what you can see is the influenced revenue amount. What was the dollar amount that influenced this?
Fantastic. And, just to stretch that out a little bit, you know, something like Highspot is an investment, year over year, depending on how many users you have, etc. So what I'm hearing you say in this context is that by understanding how they're using the pitch functionality to decrease the sales cycle or to increase the sales value, you can utilize those numbers to generate, quite a viable ROI of maintaining a system like this within your organization.
Yes, very, very true. Very helpful and very, very important as well, Maria.
Okay. How can companies use, just to finish up on the questioning here, how can companies use Highspot's analytics to optimize their sales process and indirectly or directly improve the seller's performance overall?
Well, Highspot provides analytic tools that allow you to track how sellers are using the platform and how customers are engaging with your content. You can use the data to identify areas for improvement and optimize your content and sales process to maximize seller confidence and customer engagement.
So from an analytics perspective, I believe that you can, I just want you to validate, you can track how the customers are viewing the content that's being pitched, but you can also track how much the sellers are engaging every unique piece of content that you put on Highspot. Is that accurate?
Yes, because it shows the time and say if it was created into a pitch or if it was forwarded or if it was bookmarked, and then that allows us to know what content is being utilized the most and is the most successful. And then also take a look at some content that's not being used. Well, why isn't it being used? What's the problem? Is it not important? Is it not in the right place? Just go back to the stakeholder and ask, what's wrong with this content? Why isn't it being utilized?
Thank you so much, Jackie. I literally think that each one of these questions has got like a half hour that we could talk about it in depth. I don't think that we have even expanded your depth and breadth of knowledge on it, but I really do hope that the responses and the questions were helpful to our audience. Thank you very much for taking the time to discuss architecting Highspot for an ROI for the sales enablement viewers out there with me today. From our conversation, it is quite clear that Highspot has tremendous capabilities to help sales teams streamline their processes, increase productivity, and drive revenue growth. To achieve success with Highspot, it is important based on what you have shared with us, Jackie, to understand your organization's needs and goals, and then tailor the platform to meet those needs, especially by starting off with that sales process. And so basically by focusing on user adoption, content organization, analytics, and continuous improvement, you can maximize Highspot's capabilities and achieve success in your sales efforts. I have been working with this organization for the best part of 6 years. Jackie's been doing it for 3, so we can attest to that. Feel free to, come forward and ask us any questions about that. I really, really appreciate the opportunity, Jackie, to share with our viewers to gain these insights into how to best use Highspot for sales enablement. And you know what? I look forward to possibly working with you again in another organization in the future, Jackie. So thank you so much for being with us, Jackie. We really appreciate it. And to all of you who are watching, if you want to see more of this type of content, please feel free to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button to let us know. We can let you know when there's more. We do have links in the comments to our website and all of the other episodes and connected episodes to this. You can subscribe to our newsletter and download content from our shows. Hey, and you know what? If you're a sales enablement leader, a CRO, or a sales leader, or even someone in market, a CMO, and you're thinking about evaluating Highspot or trying to architect or re-architect your current deployment, reach out to us. We have a plethora of talent in the enablement world, and we'll be happy to connect you or even to work with you to help your implementations be successful. Thank you very much, everybody.